And just when you thought our society cannot sink any lower, we invent a new hashtag. That's right, ShoutYourAbortion. Now, I don't know exactly how this works, but apparently if you hashtag that particular saying, then you shout out to the world how pleased you are that you took the life of your own child. Caught on like wildfire, let's take a look at some of the reasons, some of the logic why some women actually supposedly celebrate and justify the taking of the lives of their own children. Here we go. 4.1 million mothers and children living in poverty, wrote one. But yes, let's force pregnancy while shaming welfare recipients. Apparently a little typo on her part, recipients. Does any of this really hold water? There are a lot of women and children in poverty. Therefore, we should not add to those ranks, apparently. Therefore, we should have the right to kill our own children. You see, as you will witness in so many of these shout-outs, they're failing to remember the key issue. What is it? It doesn't matter into what socioeconomic level a child is born. It is still a child. Here's another shout your abortion. Don't like abortion? Ho, ho, ho. Then don't have one. Everyone wins. Debate over. Mind your own beeswax. All right. This is actually kind of it's like playing baseball against 4-year-olds right now. Don't like an abortion, then don't have one. Don't like rape, then don't commit one. You'd go, hey, you don't understand the issue. Hey, right on. Here's another one from Shout Your Abortion. Anyone who is pro-war, pro-guns, pro-death penalty, anti-health care, and anti-social security cannot call himself pro-life. Number one, you don't need to capitalize every new word after a comma. Number two, this is a great example of a liberal tactic. Bang, 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 bang. Now respond in 10 seconds. Game over, I win because I gave you all those examples and you can't respond in time. Therefore, the argument is settled. Let's take just a moment to dive into these to respond to the accusation that we can't be pro-life if we are pro-war. There's a just war theory that says there's a difference between the intentional taking of an innocent human life, aka abortion, and entering into a just conflict and killing somebody. Pro-guns, that's right, because I want to own a firearm. That means that I want to murder people. Sorry, using a weapon to defend myself is not the same as intentionally taking the life of an innocent human being, and that's what we must remember about abortion. That is the definition. What about pro-death penalty? I understand why some people might go, well, you seem to be inconsistent here. No, it's very consistent, because abortion is the taking of what kind of life? An innocent human life. The death penalty, that person is guilty. Now, we've got 3 in a row here that we can kind of tackle: anti-health care, anti-social security. I guess that would just be 2. So we're against people living. We don't want them to be healthy. That's not the case. The question is not, do we want people to be healthy, but how do we do that? And just because I disagree with you on welfare programs, how to fund them, who should get them, work, all of those issues that the Bible talks about, doesn't mean that I want to intentionally take their lives like abortion does. Here's our next shout your abortion. Men can walk away, oh great, from parenthood, but when a woman decides to make that decision, she is shamed. Nobody's advocating shaming a woman, but what does this have to do with the intentional taking of an innocent human life? Absolutely nothing. The next shout out: my abortion was in 2008. It saved my life and allowed me to escape an abusive, emotionally and physically violent man. I'm sorry about this scenario, but when you made that decision, you were actually acting violently toward your own child. It saved my life. What about the life of your child? Our next shout out. It's 2015. Women should be allowed to talk about a medical procedure without being called barbaric or self-absorbed. Would you say that about any other intentional taking of an innocent human life? It is barbaric. Our next shout out. My wife and I had an abortion when she was in college. 15 years later, we're still together with 2 beautiful sons. And you could have had 3 or 2 sons and a daughter, but there's a different rationale going on here. Hey, our happy life would have been wrecked if we had had that other kid. All right, let's apply that to, let's say, a toddler. We have 3 kids, but now we have this toddler, and I'm not as happy. Therefore, can I kill it? No. If you cannot apply your rationale, your logic to a toddler, then you should not apply it to a baby in the womb. Our next shout out. I've never wanted to have children, so I had an abortion. I'm thriving without guilt, without shame, without apologies. I wonder if your child feels the same way. Each and every one of these is jumping over the most basic foundational hurdle. What is it? If it is simply a blob of tissue, if it is simply just an internal mole, then I would be inclined to agree with all of these statements. But we must always bring the argument back to the foundational question, what is it?